All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 5 of the Parental Gamers Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dadbods United, and this is.
I'm Andy TTV. Hi, how you doing?
Welcome back. We are here on December, whatever the heck day it is in 2020.
Fourth.
Is it the 4th? Oh, Jesus. Where is this? Oh, I can't wait for this year to be over. But we'll get into that in a little while. Andy, my man, what have you been up to this last 3 weeks? 2.5 weeks? 3 weeks?
Cares about the last 3 weeks. I was sick. I'm better now. I want to point out what I just got. I just got 4 out of the 5 new Pop Funkos for Ninja Turtles. Leo, Casey Jones, Raphael, and Donatello.
You're missing Mikey.
Michelangelo isn't out yet, but they have my name. So when it does get released, I'm getting it. And that's the full set of Pop Funko. I have the 8-bit version up there off camera. And then I have this new guy. I have the whole set that I got today too.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Right?
What is that?
I'm so stoked.
What set is that from? So anybody who's listening to the podcast, Andy right now is showing off some badass like Ninja Turtle statues. And I'm incredibly jealous. Okay.
So this is from the PCS done at like Ninja Turtle collection. So Premium Collectible Studio. I'm showing the box for those who are listening.
Wow.
But I went into a local collectible store and they had some new stuff. I was killing time in between some things that I was doing, and this was just like, oh, I should not have went in there.
It's Destiny. It's Destiny. It's
it was far. No, it's Ninja Turtles. Nothing to do with Destiny.
No, it's. Oh man. Worst dad joke ever.
Got him,
dude. That was meant to be. You were meant to walk into that store and spend all the monies.
Yeah, but
that's why I don't go into those stores anymore.
I didn't pick up the RAM today. I just bought these instead. So I have to figure out how I'm gonna buy the RAM now. It'll be fine. I'll get there. But I gotta go pick up the RAM.
Oh, kids today and their toys. Honestly, man, it's not like who still collects collectible toys anymore? Don't look at my background, anybody who's watching at home.
Oh, we're gonna get to it. Oh, I didn't open that shit.
I was such a hardcore collector of all those, like, I have so many, like, numbered collectibles, like, statues and things like that are one of, 1,000 or 500. Yeah. I'm hoping that one day they'll pay my mortgage, but it's not looking good.
I try to only collect things I know I can get full sets for, and things that I like. So like, there's a lot of Ninja Turtle merch out there. There's a lot of things that I could purchase, but not all of it's great. Some of it looks absolutely booty.
A lot, yeah. I was gonna say, like, they licensed the crap out of that franchise.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they have to make money on it somehow. Like, nothing's been good since the 90s, but it's been nice. I have almost full sets of everything. There's a couple San Diego Comic-Con exclusives that I can't get my hands on without paying an exorbitant amount of money, and 1 or 2 Walmart exclusives that are only in the States that I need some of my friends that I've asked for, and I know they're here and they know who they are, calling you out. I'll see you in the DMs later. That I asked if they can keep an eye on it for me, but I think I might have to ask someone else.
Oh no. Collect. I had to stop. Like, I used to get the previews magazine. So for any of you comic book collectors out there, you know what the previews magazine is. When it comes to statues, collectibles, toys, action figures, comic books, there's this one Diamond Distributors, I believe, is still the go-to, but they would come out with a magazine basically that all the comic book shops would use to pre-order all their stock for 3 to 4 months down the road. I was collecting so hard at one point. I used to get my own copy from the comic book shop. Like, the shop owner would be like, "Here's your comics for the week. Oh, and it's previews week. Here's your mag. Let me know. Circle the ones you want and just make a list." And it was bad. It got out of control. I had to stop.
Yeah, I never really got into the collection scene until I started streaming, more or less. Like, I got more involved in the nerd culture, so this is kind of like, I've always liked them, but something about streaming pushed me over the edge of being
right,
not embarrassed about it anymore or not ashamed of it. So I'm totally into it.
But at least for you, it's like one. You're able to set your focus on one type of collection where it's like I want the
Yeah,
Ninja Turtles. I am like, ooh, I want Batman. Ooh, I want vintage video
you're
games.
wrong.
Ooh, I want.
I want Halo too, and it's just those things are a bit harder to come by. Like all the older stuff that I want, like Master Chief helmet that came out with Halo 2, I think,
Right.
or Halo 3, that was really cool. But then if you go to NECA, which is like a toy manufacturing company, which is all the stuff that's like in the backpack, it's
Yeah.
like really hyper realistic. They did an actual Master Chief motorcycle helmet that looked like spitting image of Master Chief's
Oh wow.
helmet, and it's like $700, and you would kill for to have that because I'd never wear the damn thing. It would just be a helmet in the background.
So you
But
would be somewhat jealous if I were to go into my toy closet and pull out my Generation One Master Chief action figures still in the box.
I don't know. I don't know. There's some things that get me going, some things that don't. Like any of the Halo 5 stuff, kind of trash. Um, but if you look at like the ODST
Yeah.
statuette that they came out with, that thing was sick. Absolutely beautiful. And I
Wasn't that the
wish
one with like it was like basically like a diorama and had like a bunch of the Master Chiefs?
they were all standing on the rock. All the
Yeah.
it wasn't ODSTs. It was Halo Reach. So it was the 5 or 6 Spartans that were involved
Yep.
in that. Just so great. And they released them separately and gave like kind of background stories and stuff like the game, but it's so good.
Very cool.
What's new with Mr. D?
I've still been dabbling in that FIFA life, trying to I keep giving it a chance every week, and every week it lets me down. So I'm definitely not as invested in the FIFA scene as I have been in previous years. But still kind of, like I said, doing my due diligence, being that super fan that I am. I dabbled in the new Destiny content. I've been enjoying the new stasis abilities and the new Destiny 2 content. The new world is gorgeous. The PS5 displays it absolutely beautifully, and I've had an absolute blast playing some of that
Have you
content.
played Crucible when people use stasis against you?
I have not touched Crucible because I don't need any more toxicity in my life.
Oh my god, dude, I'm telling you, broken.
But the feeling of the new stasis ability, like especially I play Hunter, the way that the movement and feeling of the Hunters is the only thing that matters. Titans and Warlocks can go suck a toe. But I do like the whole cross save feature where I can take that character throughout.
Yeah.
I just wish they would allow you just to buy the DLC once, but I understand. I understand the business.
Did I just see on Game Pass that Beyond Light is on Game Pass right now?
Yes.
I bought that
That's a piss off.
Release. Like I bought it 4 months ago at full price, and they just give it away when the game releases.
So, note to everybody out there listening, this is a prime example of why pre-orders are a bad idea. The incentives and the value are never worth the headache, because then stuff like this comes out on Microsoft is like, meh. Thank you. I would call Microsoft and be like, dude, what the hell?
What did I even get for it? Probably an exotic that I don't use, like an ornament for a freaking ghost.
So wait a minute, I got it free on Xbox, and I can play with my Xbox friends again. Dope. Well, that's kind of sucky. But anyway, I've been dabbling in that a little bit. I actually won a giveaway on a good friend of the show's Angry Spexicans channel, and I won a copy of World of Warcraft Shadowlands and a 1-month subscription. And I haven't played World of Warcraft in probably close to 10 years, and I am having so much fun. I am unfortunately having so much fun. What is happening right now?
Well, so what happens is we always talk about things that we have on our stream setups. We always we never post pictures on our Twitter, on our Parental Gamers Twitter, to let people actually see what we're talking about.
Who wants to see our faces? It's a podcast. They barely want.
It's not my face. It wasn't a selfie. It was a picture of my turtles and stuff.
That's cute. And Casey. 3 turtles and a Casey.
It's so cool.
I don't know about cool, but
So cool. I'm so in love with these things.
that's well. We know where Andy's sleeping tonight, but I digress. But yeah, so I've been playing World of Warcraft, and World of Warcraft, for those of you that haven't been back to the game and have been thinking about playing the game, all the DLCs included with this most recent DLC. So no matter where you left off, the game is the game will catch you up, and the new starting zones, gorgeous. They did something interesting. They added a bunch of classes, a bunch of new races that you can only access by unlocking them with like reputation in game. So you have to grind out the game to be able to actually play as these new character classes, which I thought was kind of clever. Kind of, there's some ethical questions about like, hiding behind paywalls and whatnot, but it's a good incentive for you to play the game, want the game. They haven't taken anything away from the player base. It doesn't change your playing experience. Like their racial abilities are not, anything broken. But I thought it was kind of clever that they're like, hey, if you want to come back and you want to get these new characters with new stories, you got to kind of bust your butt with the old stuff, catch up, and then we'll give you, the keys to the city. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And the new characters, there's a moose. There's a Tauren moose. I need to be a Tauren moose. That's all I'm playing for right now. I'm a little worried that I unlocked the moose and I end up being done with the game. But we'll see. But WoW's been fun.
Since classic came back.
Wow, that is a while. But you know what? Like I said,
why do we do this every week? We jump to like everything.
Well, no, but this is part of like gaming stuff. Like this is what I've been doing. I've been playing WoW. Like WoW has been a part of my being. I'm staying up way too late playing WoW.
Yeah, and you've been up early doing it too.
Oh man, I know. I actually played video games off stream for the first time in like 6 months. I had a flat tire and my car broke down, and then my wife's car was broken already. So I was like, well, I'm gonna work on stream stuff. I started working on stream stuff on one monitor, and then I started playing on WoW stuff on the other monitor while I had my daughter playing Forza. But it's all good. It was good. Like I said,
the RAM will work.
What's that?
Once I get the RAM, hopefully that's something I can do. I can render videos while I still play something.
Right? It's good times. But no, like gaming right now, gaming is in a good spot. Like there's a lot of stuff to play. I did play Valhalla, which I fell in love with the atmosphere, but hated the gameplay. Like I just did not. The combat system for a game that deep and that beautiful was so disappointing, especially after investing so much time in Ghost of Tsushima and the depth of that combat system.
Yeah,
it broke my heart. It really, really did. But it's those that love the Assassin's Creed series have absolutely loved Valhalla. I'm trying. I try every single Assassin's Creed to love it. I just can't. It sucks.
I haven't liked it for a while. I think we've actually talked about this in previous podcasts. I think actually we talked it in the last podcast. So if you haven't watched the last podcast or listened to it rather, you can go to YouTube and search for Untitled Gamers, or you can catch us on Spotify and iTunes. Plug.
Wow, nice plug. But outside of that, that's kind of been my gaming. Like FIFA a little bit of Destiny, a lot of Warcraft, and I've been having fun. I've got one toe dipped into League of Legends right now, and I'm trying to keep it at that. But we'll save that for another day.
The next esports extravaganza, over 35s in the mobile world.
Oh my God, could you imagine an over 35 esports league? Oh,
that would be over 35 esports would be considered senior gaming.
Yeah, like men's league soccer has like over 35, over 40. Why can't we have like over 35, like a seniors division? Apex, like you would dominate.
Because no one wants to see a bunch of 35-year-olds play Minecraft.
No, but we can play like League and Apex and COD and.
Can't. No, we can't. Not at any level of competition.
Against other 35-year-olds, we would destroy all the things.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm just saying, we might be onto something here. Seniors game.
Speaking of old people. Speaking of old people, it's December 4th, so we have some birthdays. Tyra Banks turned 47 today. Wow. Jeff Bridges is 71. And Jay-Z is also 51. So if you share a birthday on December 4th, you share birthdays with these three people. So happy birthday.
And then
And I think you actually have some things. So
looking at those birthdays, Andy and I kind of went down the rabbit hole of like other historical facts. And I found it interesting. Led Zeppelin disbanded, the British rock band. They disbanded 12 years after coming on the music scene, after the death of their drummer John Bonham.
mhm.
Wow, 1980, December 4th, 1980, they disbanded. And in 1791, the first Sunday paper published, The Observer, a British newspaper, was the very first published and read newspaper on a Sunday. I thought that was interesting because I sometimes still read the physical newspaper.
It's like nothing happened anywhere else in the world, apparently, except for Britain on this day.
Well, maybe they're lying because they're the only one that published anything. They're like, hey, look, we're the only ones to do this. There's nothing else to do. But I thought that was fascinating. I don't know. I'm a nerd. Like cool, like dumb stuff like that excites me and fascinates me. But what are you gonna do? But so, Andy, now that we've covered our bases, we've covered some of the world's history. What are we talking about today?
I mean, what we have lined up for you today is just some things that have happened in the last week or so. America had Thanksgiving, which was followed by Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So we're gonna maybe touch on some things that came out, some things that maybe people purchased, maybe what you purchased, I purchased, those kind of things. We might open it up to a little bit of a segment with the chat to see if they have any stories that they'd like to share about their Thanksgiving or Black Friday. And then go from there, kind of talk about some nerd things.
On the topic of the Black Friday, I found it interesting. It seemed to be much more tame this year. Like I don't think like I didn't hear any crazy. We talked about the last podcast some of the stories of like people getting trampled and dying, but like this year, I guess with COVID, it kind of
Yeah.
sparked a little bit more calm. It seemed like the online shopping, I'm sure, was a disaster. I did zero shopping. Nothing Black Friday, nothing Cyber Monday. My wife and I finished our Christmas shopping like 2 weeks ago, so we were done. Like everything's already like quasi wrapped. We're well on our way. But like I didn't, and I don't know about you, I didn't look into them as hard as I normally do, but I didn't see any like bang and standout deals. I didn't see anything that was like, oh my god, like this is such a good deal.
Yeah, there's the company I used to work for. They have a deal on right now. It's actually not so bad. It's what it's called certified data. That's their own computers. Like it's in house. They built their own parts. They have their own computers. But $8.99 for webcam, keyboard, mouse, gaming set, or like basically like a low tier gaming rig.
Okay,
With a webcam and some peripherals for $8.99 Canadian. It's not so bad.
that's not bad at all.
Not too bad. Because if you think about like, I mean, my Acer Nitro, which is not like amazing, but it's good enough for what I do with it. It cost me $900, and I still needed to get peripherals that I liked using, and a webcam, and a mic, and these kind of things. So this kind of comes with those. So that's a pretty decent deal.
It's pretty cool to see some of these companies actually like gearing low end rigs towards like the content creation side of things and like using that as a draw. Like I remember growing up watching like the whole PC gamer push. It was all about the games and the power and all this stuff. Now I'm noticing them throwing in a lot more peripherals for without actually coming out and saying like, streaming PC or anything like that, but you can kind of start to see the builds and all the other goodies kind of pay a little bit more attention to that. And I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. I'm not ever going to know too much about PCs because it's just it's knowledge I don't want to absorb. I would rather just go. I have a buddy who knows all this stuff. I'm just going to go to him. Like case in point, I found out the model number of my PC, gave it to him, and he came up to me and told me what RAM I need to get.
Nice.
No, it's just not knowledge I want to actually go and figure out. So, I'll do things on the PC, but I don't want to know what's in it. I don't care.
Fair play.
Yes.
That's all right. But on the topic, I guess, of PCs and hardware, we're still dealing with the reverberations of the PS5 and Xbox's plural launch. I know I was reading an article after dinner tonight that like people are pissed because a bunch
Yeah.
of retailers up here in Canada announced that they'd have a bunch of systems ready to go today, and like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people have taken to social media and just been freaking out about the fact that they haven't been able to get their hands on anything, anything at all, and like there was delays, like bots, and it's been insane trying to get their hands on the hardware for this new generation of gaming. Kind
I've
of
seen
sucks.
some things on Reddit. People have been posting stories and posting pictures of eBay purchases gone wrong.
Oh,
But if you read the descriptions, they're not misguiding you. They actually say PS5 box only, and people are still paying $600 for a box. They're
oh
just rushing
no.
through that pay setup. The one guy went through eBay and bought one, and apparently it could be like made up. He could have had himself like a tiny 3-inch PS5 made up and said it was an eBay thing. But if you're gonna believe the story, he bought a PS5 off of eBay, but it was only like 2 inches tall.
Oh no.
So, so these kind of stories are fun. I have an Amazon's supposed to tell me when they get stuff back in stock. I checked Best Buy's website, and they say they're not getting in anything for the holiday season. So I know I'm not getting an Xbox Series X until after the new year. Eventually, I'll get it. It is what it is, which I'm fine with. I'm gonna let people go through, like, figure out the quirks and the bugs and the bells and whistles before
Right.
I dump that kind of money on it.
Not like me.
Yeah, it's fine. You have more water to throw at things
Yeah.
than most.
Thanks. Yeah. You're a big baller. I did.
Yeah.
Did you read the article? The one that has gotten a lot of attention is there's a few articles out of the UK about a scalper group who repurposed a shoe like they're sneakerheads, so a shoe bot to scoop up PlayStation 5s, and
Oh,
they ended up scooping 3,500 units,
damn.
and like everybody's going crazy right now. But I mean, who do you pin that on? Do you pin that on the scalpers for trying to make money, or do you pin that on these websites like Best Buys, these corporations that don't have things in place to prevent stuff like, same address purchases or whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
multiple address purchases or whatever? Like, how do you get
I
away
can,
with 3,500 units and nobody blinks an eye? Now, obviously, it wasn't one
I guess
retailer,
it depends on the bot, right? If it's coming with different email addresses and all that kind of stuff. But um, you'd think most places have it like one per customer.
right? But like I said, I don't know the details. It didn't really go into how, but they just basically swept the internet as soon as they went live. They would just scoop them, which is so sad because you
Yeah.
get that side of things where the corporations or like the bots and the scammers, and there's people out there to exploit anything and anything they can. And then I've seen some tweets from like angered parents, like how do you, and from like people in the streaming community, like how do you adult gamers sleep at night knowing that some parents aren't gonna be able to buy their PS5 for their kid for Christmas, and it's like, well, I sleep with
Yeah.
my eyes closed and tucked in nice and tight. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I got it fair and square. I'm not trying to cheat the system. I'm not here trying to make a buck. I'm a gamer just like your kid. I
Yeah.
don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. That's because you mentioned kids and toys and stuff. It reminded me of Christmas. Obviously, it's December. Ireland did a cool little thing the other day, where they stood up in Parliament. One of the politicians stood up in Parliament, and he basically said to the kids of Ireland not to worry. Santa is allowed to come into Irish airspace. He's allowed to enter your homes. We've cleared him for COVID necessities. Christmas is still on. We've made sure of that. We've talked to him. Don't try and like get up and see them. Still maintain 2 meters distance and all that kind of
Oh
stuff. I
no.
thought it was a really cool thing to kind of to make sure the kids knew that Santa was still coming.
God bless. I know my kids have been all up in the Christmas movies these last couple of days, and it's been
Yeah,
there's some great ones in our generation. The new ones now kind of suck. But
the stuff in our day, like you think of Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
yeah, I just
Those
introduced him to
graphics
that.
don't hold up.
No. But the
They just don't
nostalgia
hold
kind
up.
of blinds you from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the nostalgia really does a good job of covering that up.
yeah,
Like the Santa Claus, like Christmas with the Cranks. Um,
yeah. You grow up with those. Like, you grow up with those actors, like
yeah,
uh, the elf in Santa Claus, the chief elf. You grow up with him, and you see that he's in Harold and Kumar. He's like the next door neighbor hippie stoner, and you're like, "Hey, I
that's
know that guy."
Bernard. That's
Bernard, you're a
Bernard.
giant stoner.
He should be making toys right now. Isn't he like 400 years old? But
Yeah,
no, it's look, man, it has been crazy right now with like the holiday shopping, Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
yeah.
Um, we've been like you and I talked a little bit about it where you've got this situation right now where they've been warning us for like months about COVID causing shortages in the toy world. And we're starting to see it. Like I did a walkthrough to pick up some things a little while ago for my kids of a local Toys R Us before they locked it all down for Toronto, and the shelves are not looking good. Like there's a lot of stuff. The higher in demand items are hard to come by or super overpriced,
Yeah.
which is really unfortunate. That to think that like you never want to think that kids aren't going to be able to get what they want for Christmas and the holidays.
Yeah.
You're looking at, Funko Pops are always super popular. Although you walk into a Toys R Us and there's only like, I don't know, 7 different styles because all the cool ones have been taken, which is kind of
Yeah.
unfortunate. But like Funko Pops still seem to be super, super popular for gifts this year.
Not even gifts, just for myself.
I'm not a huge Funko collector. I have a couple of Batmans, but I'm not
I don't
a huge
even know
Funko.
why. I don't know why I got into them. I think it was just the turtle thing. As I saw them, I loved them, and I wanted them.
But they get
I keep
expensive,
looking up. They did. I mean, $14 a pop,
and they don't do anything.
and that's like a double entendre there. $14 a pop. It's a word. They actually have it's $14 a pop for. I'm gonna say it a bunch more because I love it. For each box behind me, and then you can go to like and you can actually get a Funko Pop sleeve
Oh, okay.
so that you can put the box in and display it a bit nicer, which are like another $14-15 each.
So you're putting a box in a box, basically.
Yeah, but you're putting a soft box in a hard box. It's kind of like a Crunchwrap Supreme.
What the hell's that?
It's like the hard shell taco inside the soft shell taco, but you're just reversing it.
I've never had Taco Bell tacos.
That's fine. I know a lot of people that are maybe lurking right now would argue that Taco Bell is not all that or is all that, but it's not.
I don't even think. I don't even think Taco
at
Bell's
least in
real
Canada,
food.
it's in Canada. It's not worth your time.
Like I don't think Taco Bell's even real food.
You know,
But I mean,
because Taco Bell's and KFC's are usually next to each other. So I mean, if you got a choice between the two, you're going KFC.
yeah, sure, or just not walking in. But anyway,
I didn't get
if
to-
they're
I'm
listening,
not
I'm sorry.
270
I'm sorry. If
I'm
you'd
not
like Taco Bell,
270 pounds just
KFC,
because I walked past a Taco Bell. Come on.
But yeah, it's like the holidays. This is going to be a very different holiday. Like I know trying to find stuff for my daughters has been a challenge to get them exactly what they want, which I try to do because they're 6 and 3. They're not unreasonable. They're not asking me for a new car yet. So, but it's been an interesting adventure. Like my daughter wants this. I don't even know what it's called. I really don't know what it's called. It's a stuffed animal that looks like a unicorn, and it comes in a big giant egg. And the thing that pisses me off is that she wants the specific one that she circled in the book. But it's like a giant damn Kinder Surprise. And you don't know which one you're going to get inside. So you're spending like the medium size one. The medium size one is like $40. The big one is like $80. And you don't know what you're getting inside.
Yeah.
How, like as a parent, to see your kid light up at, oh my god, I got this toy, because they know what the packaging is, and they
Yeah.
crack it open and they don't know and then they don't want what's inside, and you watch just the life force drain out of them as they like just are disappointed and hate you and end up like leading a life of crime because of that moment right there.
I've had moments like that in my adult life where I've been handed something, I open it, it's like, oh, why?
Right?
like, why?
But I've noticed this really disturbing trend in toys lately where like everything is a surprise toy. Like my daughters are in your daughter might get there eventually is with these LOL dolls, these laugh out, I don't know, whatever
Yeah.
what the acronym is. And again, there's like 14 of them per set. So you're supposed to get like one of each per case, but they all have different rarities. Well,
Yeah.
and it's like you know how many duplicates we've opened? Like for her birthday a couple of years
Oh,
ago,
I bet.
she got like 8 of them. 3 of them were duplicates. So of the
Yeah.
8 things, 6 of them were, a combination of the same, and then one of them was
Yeah.
so she got 4 out of 8. It's like, really?
Yeah.
It's so it's
There's
scary, man.
they do that with a lot of things, but I think all those like LOLs or there's another one like Garbage Gang or whatever. Like a whole bunch of
Shopkins, all
those
that stuff.
Shopkins, all that stuff is all it did is start as I think Shopkins was an actual kids YouTube mini series
Yep.
that blew up, and I believe that's most likely what the rest kind of fed off of is they just created this big universe.
Yeah.
What is it? There's oh, I can't remember the names of the dolls. Maybe it is the LOL dolls. They change color in cold water.
Well, they have hair. Yeah, there's some of there's one line of them that their hair changes color in the water, which is something
So
we used to
there
have with
was
those dinky cars with the Hot Wheels.
okay. Yeah. So there was actually a story that came out. You can go on YouTube and you can find if you just type in like LOL dolls cold water, and there's some mothers that have gone on there. If you take all the clothes off of these LOL dolls and you dip them in cold water, tattoos and skanky outfits show up on them.
That is a myth, and that's been debunked. I'm sorry to break it to you.
Come on, it didn't look fake at all.
Yeah, no, somebody's been messing with you.
No, okay. I'm gonna link it to you.
I
Only
know
you,
what you're
I'll let
talking. I know
everybody else-
exactly what you're talking about because I looked into it too, and my daughter's got like 35 of these stupid dolls, and we've done like a bunch of them, and there's nothing of the sort happens. It has been debunked. I'm sorry to break it to you. So we might need to edit that out.
I don't know. It was very believable. I believe everything I see on YouTube.
See, that's the problem right there. You're better
Hey,
off.
I'm on YouTube. I have to believe it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But it is scary and it's discouraging and it's frustrating. Like a Kinder Surprise, I don't care. For those of you that don't know what a Kinder Surprise is, it's available here in Canada. I know it's not available
If
in the
you
US.
don't know what a Kinder Surprise is, get out of your shell.
They don't have
Unintended.
they're illegal in the US. I learned that.
Illegal?
Yeah, because the toys are a choking hazard. They're not allowed to have choking hazards inside of food. So they're not allowed to contain anything inside of food. So here in Canada, you can buy this chocolate egg, and then inside the egg, there's a plastic egg, and then inside that plastic egg, there's a little toy, usually licensed, but there's a little toy or a puzzle or something inside that's a surprise. Now, if I buy my kid a Kinder Surprise for $1.29, and they get 13 of the same thing, I'm cool with that. I that's fine. But the second you're expecting me to pay $19 for this LOL doll, and there's a chance that if I buy her 2, they're going to be the same, I'm going to snap.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I, as a parent and a consumer, get super frustrated by this whole.
And those, because they all say collect them all, but it almost gives you like the thought process of, yeah, that's not a problem. I'll just buy 8 and she'll have all 8 right away.
Yeah.
But they always put them in blind packs, so you never really know what you're getting.
And then they skate around it by putting the odds on the box, and it's like, oh well, you have a 1 in 27 chance, but there's only 8 in the damn case. Like, come on.
So, would you consider that gambling?
Well, that's the thing is it's not okay. There's not really a gambling.
How is that different than loot packs from FIFA or Madden?
So when you look at the way they define gambling, and the reason why EA has been able to get around the language and use this idea of surprise mechanics is it's just that it's a surprise mechanic and there's no monetary value, actual real life monetary value to those cards or packs or whatever. So you as the consumer buy these digital packs, you cannot turn around and sell those cards for real life money. You can sell them for fake in-game currency, but this is how the logic is kind of skated around it.
But then these blind packs would be considered gambling then, because they do have a monetary value. There is a rarity to them, and you can turn around and sell them.
Right, but it's not a the word I'm looking for is escaping me right now. It's not something that the company who makes LOL has a marketplace for where you can go and sell. It's like, look, if you want to go sell it and the rarity makes it worth money, that's on you. So they kind of wash their hands of it and say, well, sorry, y'all. It's not us who's made these things valuable. It's you who's made them valuable. Which
it's not gambling. It's capitalism. That's right.
And that's how they've positioned it. You laugh, but that's how they've positioned it to get around things like that. Because it is frustrating. To me, it has an element of gambling. Because your kid is like, well, I want this one. It's like, dude, I can't get you that one. I bought you 15 of them. What do you want from me?
It's the same shit they do with like cereals at the superstore or something. They put all the tasty, not good for you cereals within the child's eyesight because they're gonna pull on their mom and dad's shirts. Hey, can we get this? It's advertising to children because they know the kids don't have shit, but parents want their kids to be happy.
But what do you
I can't bring McDonald's fries home without Luna going, "What?" She's not talking, but she's saying it.
They know and kids are not dumb.
For the people who are listening to it right now, there's a viewer that said that it would be so defeating as a parent. I personally don't care. I was given a lot growing up, but I was told no on so many occasions that I know my parents didn't care. if I'm gonna be hurt and upset every time I tell my daughter no, I'm in for a hell of a life with that girl. Granted, I got her a 5-foot Mickey Mouse that's sitting in the corner for Christmas because I know she loves Mickey, and I couldn't imagine her not having it. So I mean, that's only year one.
But so here's the thing, like, and you know what? It is defeating as a parent to open up that toy and watch like the excitement. Like I said, we're shitting our pants right now because we got both of our daughters the mid-level unicorn thing. And we did some deductive reasoning because in the ad, they have like a very distinct like unicorn horn. And we're hoping that the ones that we picked have the same matching horn and it wasn't like a color play on the ad. And it's actually the right one. But yeah, it'll suck. But at the same time, this kind of also stems into a conversation about, well, sometimes you got to teach your kids it's okay to lose. Like, they're not going to get everything they want exactly when and how they want it. Like, this is a life lesson in that, like, look, you got what you wanted. You didn't get the exact thing, but you got what you wanted. And you know what? Be grateful that you've had the opportunity to get this thing and have this thing, whether it's the exact style or model that you were looking for.
You get that smart-ass kid that answers back, yeah, it's not a matter of losing. You chose the wrong thing.
Yeah. And then what I'll do is...
I didn't lose. You stole it from me.
You lost it for me? Then it's a very simple question. Because like you, Andy, my parents were hard on me, man. They were not... It wasn't easy. But it's a very simple thing. Look, you don't want it? I'll take it back. And if she comes back with but it's already opened, then it's gone. Like, there's the garbage bin. Like, I have taken a garbage bag and I've filled it with their stuff. And I've thrown it out, put it on the curb and said, see you later. I cried inside because that was like hard-earned money that I just threw away.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, they didn't make that mistake again.
Yeah. My parents would just like, I'll give it to your brother. And that's worse than giving it to the
Right.
garbage can, like giving it to my brother. Don't you dare! It's not that bad.
My dad used to take my action figures, my GI Joes, my Transformers, my Ninja Turtles, and if I
Yeah.
acted out,
How dare
he would take them out to the back. We had like the sliding screen door. He would take them out to the backyard, put them on the cement floor, take a hammer and smash them into pieces as I watched. That was devastating to me. So I have no chill when it comes to my daughter saying, "Oh, but I don't like this
No.
one." Well, then I take it back and you don't get it. Like I don't. It's this or nothing. Take it or leave it. Left hand or right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I get
true,
that.
and it, it's true. Like you can't. Uh, I think in a lot of respects, and I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes as parents, we're afraid to teach our kids how to lose because of our own hardships, our own losses as children, our own parents saying no. And it's hard. It is hard when you see
Yeah.
their eyes well up and their the lip pout and putter. Like it's hard.
Yeah.
But I think there's a big generation of people right now that do find it difficult to teach their kids how to lose, and it's a
Yeah. And
tough one.
the only reason I don't like telling my daughter no is because I don't want her to learn the word. Because then she'll just run around saying it all the time, and she doesn't even say it. She just shakes her head, so she knows the meaning of the word. She just says no all the time in her head.
My
Um,
oh,
I don't mind telling her no, only because if she gets told no firmly enough, she'll actually have a little like tantrum, and she'll curl up into like a little ball and cry on the carpet. And it's cute and adorable and funny. And it's crocodile tears. She's not actually crying. She's just
yeah.
making noise because she knows sometimes it works. And it's like it's a universal thing. Every kid in every country, anywhere across the world,
Yep.
they know if they cry, they might get what they want.
Yep, for
Because
sure.
guaranteed someone has done it at some point. When you're a baby, an infant, you cry and you're hungry. You cry, you get what you want. So it's so ingrained in us naturally that that's just what she does now.
My three
So for
year
now,
old
she can throw a tantrum.
my 3 year old is on this kick right now where if you tell her what to do, you discipline her, and she's like, "All right, kid, like you got time out. Go, take a seat. I'm done with you, or clean up your stuff." She just
Yeah.
looks at you and she's like, like this big, long exasperation, like, "Oh, like why are you so dumb, Dad?" And then just like walks away. I was like, "Hold on, you just bought yourself some more time, kid."
If I clean it up, how am I going to play with it when I want it next time?
But man, these kids learn too quick, man. But I don't know. Like I said, there's a whole discussion to be made about, the availability right now is a little rough. Parents, I hope that you were able to get out there
Yeah.
and shop early and often. And unfortunately, this surprise mechanic thing is a thing, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. I just wish that they would do more, like put an identifier out there for the parents. Like,
Yeah.
if look, this is the one. I know that becomes a stock issue because there's always that one toy that has like
Yeah.
100,000 in the bin.
Every year, there's always one toy that just it goes first.
It's like, looking at your fun code turtles, it's like, Michelangelo's that one missing. Casey Jones, like, there might be 1,000 of them for the next 10 years, but you'll never find the four turtles.
You know what? Donatello, there was only two on the shelf. I knew for a fact I was leaving the store with Donatello. 100% knew I was leaving today with Donatello because I knew if I let myself leave, I wouldn't come back and get a full set.
Right.
There was enough Raphaels and enough Leonardos and enough Casey Jones for me to leave and come back later to grab them. Casey Jones had 3 stacks on the shelf high. Leonardo had 1 stack, Raphael had 2 stacks. So you can see the level of priority for people. And Michelangelo hasn't even been released yet. So that's my saving grace, is that because I would say Mikey would probably go first no matter what. Everybody loves Mikey.
Yeah.
He's the goofy guy that everybody loves. I'm surprised there was only 2 Donatellos. But that kind of like, we talk about toys and COVID. It's not only like manufacturers are shutting down because they're feeling it. People are getting sick. They have to slow down. They can't get the numbers out. But a new problem that we have in the 21st century, the way that how games are now online, is we don't run out of stock on video games. Once they get released, you can now download them digitally and you have them forever. but we're running into the circumstance now that COVID is putting a strain on the industry that they can't develop the way they did, so they're pushing games back. So we've had a couple games pushed back that people are excited for. I'm sure it's been more than a couple, but like when Xbox Series X was supposed to come out, Halo Infinite was supposed to launch with it. That was the flagship game for the new console, and it got pushed back till next year.
And they don't even have a date, right?
No date, just 2021. And I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they waited till the next holiday just to brush it up and get it out and just keep it up, because I mean, was it November 15th, 2001? I think it was. Xbox came out with Halo,
right?
Or 2004, or whatever it is. I think we just had the 15-year anniversary, so it might have been like 2005 or something like that. But just to keep it going, because you back in the day, it was always COD, Halo, Assassin's Creed. It was Assassin's Creed in September, COD in November, and Halo in October, and they would compete with each other. It was always a give-in. So it'd be kind of nice to have some of those things.
And I think the launch of the Xbox suffered because Halo wasn't ready. I think right now, if you look at the stats, PS5 is running away with the race. But
because they have some games.
They have some games. And even, like, let's be honest, the PlayStation 5 lineup is thin. Thin. So it's not like they had this, like, huge leg to stay. It was basically 2 exclusives and then a bunch of, like, up-resed games. So like they didn't run away with it because, like, the hardware is probably a little bit better. I'm just saying, like, the PlayStation 5 is gorgeous. But I'm not biased at all. But they just missed the mark, and it's unfortunate because I think the Xbox would have made a much stronger case and a much stronger push had Halo been ready for launch. And it's unfortunate. I think as it stands right now, I think the power and the beauty of the Xbox is being overlooked because Halo wasn't ready. And I don't think
so sad. The only reason I want it is to play PUBG. It's not going to change. That's the only reason I want it. I want $600 to play a dead game.
That's worse than me wanting to play FIFA. Oh my god!
I just want an opportunity to play that game without the amount of problems that I'm having.
That's true.
Then I'm sure there's other ones that I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know what other exclusives. I didn't really look much into the Xbox. Like, for me, the Xbox has always been the system that I get like year 2.
Yeah, and I mean, probably like 2021, 2022, 2023 are going to be the years that you probably do want to invest in it, just because then, like, the software, the hardware will be out. Developers will kind of know what they're working with. They'll know the limitations, the boundaries they can work within, and they'll push them, and we'll be able to get more content for them. But as it stands, to have a new release console with nothing to play except for up-res games that we've been playing for the last 5 years, it's kind of a bad investment, except for you could say, okay, well, I'm going to pay for it now, and in 3 years, I'll be able to afford all these other games.
Yeah, or
unless they come out with like a supercharged Xbox Series X because they need to make it to the next gen console.
Well, we got at least 8 years till the next gen, so let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I hope. I can't.
How long has it been since Xbox One X came out?
This last generation was 7.5 years. So
I feel like that's a lot longer than they used to do it.
No, they seem to be the average. I was looking into it when this released. It's about an 8-year average. Some of them have gone longer, but for the most part, it's about 8 years. Which is fairly reasonable. I mean, it's cheaper than a PC, I think.
And yes, I mean, maybe. I mean, if you boil it down, possibly. I mean, how long does a good PC build cost? Let's say average $2,000, and how long does that last you? And how many times are you replacing it?
Or adding components to it. I think that's what people overlook. It's like, well, I can buy a PC; it'll last me longer. Yeah, but how many things did you add to it over that duration? Like, your console, you're one and done, and you're out. Like, so it's a tough one, but I think, like I said, I think Halo was a big miss for Xbox, and I hope it's as good as they want it to be, because I think I think in a lot of respects that will make or break the Xbox in the long run in terms
Yeah.
of this quote unquote console war.
I hope there's no like game breaking graphic issues with that game when it goes to, because it's going to be available for like Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One X. So it's probably going to go back 3 generations of Xboxes to be playable. I hope it's not like PUBG where you can like there's going to be rendering issues or bushes that you can't see if you're playing on the Xbox One, but you can see them on the Xbox Series X, and it's just like a whole mess. That would ruin the experience if it was like that.
Yeah, I think that would be a very tough sell when
especially on online multiplayer. Like that would suck.
Yeah, and like on that, yeah, that would really be bad. And like I said, right now the PlayStation is kind of living its best life because it has a couple of exclusives. The up-res is gorgeous. Like the new stuff is stunning.
Are you getting Spider-Man?
I'm going to get Spider-Man probably after the holidays.
Christmas kick.
So I will probably pick that up after the holidays because I want to give it a shot.
Yeah.
I didn't even play the last one. I own the last one because it came with my PlayStation 4, but I haven't played it. And the new Miles Morales looks incredible. I will play that. The big one that everybody is on pins and needles for is Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk scheduled to release December 10th. Some people already have the game in hand. The publishers come out and basically put on some major threats about streaming it or doing anything with it. That's a big oops on the plate.
5 days. 5 days.
But that's a big oops for those companies that have already shipped them, sold them, and that people have them in possession. Like that is a huge oops.
But I know my experience with retail is they'll send you the new stuff like a week or two before it shows up, but they will send it with paperwork saying that it is street dated. Don't you dare put this out before this time. And that's the same for books as well.
Yeah.
But they're very strict on it. So
look,
that game has been delayed, 3 times?
April 16th was the original date. That got pushed to September 17th, then to November 19th, and now December the 10th.
I was going to say almost a month each time, but no, that's absolutely wrong. My April to September is not 1 month.
5 months. That was a big one. So that's what's scary is like COVID wasn't really full swing in April. Like it was just kind of rounding the corner. So if they were planning to release in April, how busted was that game to push it back 5 months, even with the new working lifestyles? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the nature of the business now, isn't it? Like we always get games that are broken, and they're always fixing them while we pay full price. So when's the last time you got a fully functioning video game?
Dude,
out of the box.
I bought Anthem. Okay. I was a day one Anthem player, like pre-ordered day one Anthem player. And BioWare now for 2 years has been saying, we're going to make that game good. We're going to make it good. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. They're not even talking about Anthem right now. Like BioWare is just I think BioWare just flushed it down the toilet.
Yeah.
And it's scary, man. I'm scared. I'm scared. What's that?
Microsoft purchased a couple of developers that were doing Sony exclusives. Who were they again? Do you remember?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I wish I would have looked this up.
I'll look it up. I'll do a quick search here.
But I'm really scared about Cyberpunk because Cyberpunk is going to go one of two ways. Number one, it's either going to be the greatest thing any of us have ever played and just be blown away by it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's good, but I'm holding off hope in the sense that I'm going to let other people buy it and play it and get my results from that.
Or the other way it's going to go is it's going to launch with problems and patches, and people are just going to go freaking mental. Because this game seemed ambitious when they first announced it way back when.
Yeah.
And now, with the way it looks, it seems even more ambitious than before.
Yeah.
I'm worried. What's that?
Bethesda, or how is it? Bethesda? But how do you say it? Bethesda? Bethesda?
Okay.
Bethesda and ZeniMax is who they bought out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not big on the
So that's kind of
developers.
nice. Yeah, me neither. I just the ones that play all the time. I'm hoping that they'll announce Titanfall 3 anytime soon.
You
I
think
think
so?
they're going to write out. I'm hoping they do. I don't think they will. I think they're going to write Apex Legends into the ground before they revamp, because I think they're going to give us the lore from the characters in Titanfall, and then I think they're going to throw, the lore from Apex, which already has lore from Titanfall,
Right.
1 and 2. I think they're going to bring that into Titanfall 3 somehow. I just feel like they're building up to another game release, but they're riding the gravy train that is Apex. Season 7 is still quite popular. It's maybe not a million users strong, but it's still one of the most played games as far as BRs. I'd say Fortnite is probably up there, you see, as the top played, and then you trickle down into like your other BRs, Apex being maybe 7 or so. But
Fortnite's getting a lot of love right now for their new season. I don't know if it's because they got the
doing all that
Mandalorian,
Marvel stuff,
and the Mandalorian skin is available now.
yeah.
Which is I don't know. I don't play Fortnite. I'm not a big Fortnite guy. It's exciting. Like it's cool to watch somebody that's really good, but I just can't. I just can't. I would take Apex over any of the other BRs right now. I'm not a fan of Warzone at all. I know, like blasphemy. I know. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of Warzone.
Before Mixer went down, we did some Fortnite streams, and they were actually quite enjoyable playing some of the game modes. Building is a huge weakness for most of us that have jumped into it recently.
Especially when
but they had some music events with like Travis Scott and some other. They were like visually stunning, absolutely visually stunning for just like a 30, not even a 30-minute event, just a thing. It's just a thing, and it was really cool. Like I get it, I get the hype. It's not my game, but I get the hype.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like I said, I look. I've watched the Fortnite World Cup. I've watched some top tier streamers play Fortnite, and it's awesome. Like they're very good. I just can't get into it. I don't like the building. I don't like the guns. I don't like the way it feels. I was decent at it, but I'm just not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Warzone. I love what Apex does. The speed, the consistency of the guns when the game is working. I've played some other, like you and I have played Spellbreak, which is kind of like lingering. I've never played much PUBG, so I don't know much about that world. But I would take Apex probably out of any over any of the battle royales, or I'll just stick to COD multiplayer because COD multiplayer is fun.
I should get back into that with you every now and again because I do like the multiplayer one. I'm not a fan of Warzone. I'm not gonna do that. But it was fun to do, just kind of dick around with things.
Yeah, like it's a very chill environment. For me, multiplayer is where like I'll end my streams with like a half hour of multiplayer COD because I don't take it too seriously. Yeah. I just have fun leveling guns. Zombies is back in COD, which everybody's going nuts for. Apparently Zombies is incredible. I haven't played any Zombies, but there's very high praise for it. Like the holiday season right now for gamers, if you can get your hands on new gen stuff, is amazing. But if you look at the lineup of games that are out there right now, like the sports games are the sports games, they'll always be there. But you look at what's there with Cyberpunk, if it ends up holding its end of the bargain and is awesome, is a great holiday gift and is going to be super exciting. You've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If you're a fan of Vikings, look, if you're a fan of Vikings, the story and the visuals are stunning. It's just too much of a button masher for me to really enjoy. You've got some really fun, exciting games available to you right now. So it's a good time to be a gamer for sure.
I actually started a YouTube series that I call Andy Plays. And it's just kind of like a little thing. I think I talked about it last time. I just kind of like sit down, play games, not on stream. I just record. I play with friends. But I'm going to be doing another one soon with a Minecraft mod. But there's some really funny games on Game Pass right now. And like the last one I played was like Totally Reliable Delivery Service. Totally fun multiplayer game to dick around. It's got funky controls. It's kind of like a human fall flat, but with more detail to
Okay.
the animation. It's just a fun gather with your friends and dick around kind of thing. And that's what I did. I got together with a friend that I've known for 16 years. We had some drinks and we dicked around, and it was lots of fun. Like, we might not have the exclusives that we want on our new Xbox or PlayStations,
Right.
but there's a lot of great games out there, especially for content creators. There's a lot of great games that create good content if you're the right person.
So,
So don't turn a blind eye to the Game Pass stuff.
I was just gonna make that point. As much as I'm a PlayStation fanboy, the value that Xbox has provided you gamers with Game Pass is insane. Like it is like far and away better than anything that PlayStation is offering. And like GG's, big pat on the back to Microsoft for the Game Pass and the way they've structured the Game Pass with even new content, like we talked about the new Destiny expansion.
Yeah,
that's incredible value for what you're paying for that Game Pass.
My only issue with Game Pass as it's structured right now is that you have to buy for PC and Xbox. It's not one.
I thought if you bought the PC version, you get the regular Game Pass free, or the console one is free or included.
Not sure because I'm a console gamer, but I know that if I wanted to play PC games, I'd have to go and get another Game Pass.
I'm pretty sure, and we'll have to Google this for next episode, but I'm like 99% sure that if you own the PC Game Pass, which is like Game Pass Plus or whatever, it's regular Xbox Game Pass is included.
Okay,
we'll have to verify. But
I know Taylor was doing a giveaway in her community for PC Game Pass.
Cool.
It was, and she ended up going to one of my friends who was hanging out for a little bit. It was like 3 months for free or whatever. And it turns out that I went to try and do something, and it was like a PC only thing. And I'm like, oh shit! It turns out I should have taken it because I needed that to do it. It was fortunate that my friend got to do it.
Oh, that's cool. At least it went to somebody that will appreciate it and is valued within the community. But
and at least he subbed to me a couple times too. So
nice. Well, on that note, let's see. On the note of your YouTube channel, why don't you drop that a plug and let us know where people can find you?
My YouTube channel's hard. It's easier. It's hard because it's a bunch of numbers and letters. I'm not going to plug my YouTube channel. I'll plug my Twitter.
All right, fine.
Twitter is the same as my name down here. It's IamAndyTTV. So at IamAndyTTV, go and click on my bio, see my link tree, and it's going to give you all my socials, whether it's Instagram or Twitter, or YouTube, all those things. We're closing in on 100 subs on my YouTube channel. The closer I get to 100 subs, actually when I get to 100 subs, I can actually create a custom URL that has my name in it, so I'm actually easier to search. So that's I'm adding content to that. Birthday's coming up, so
really? You're a December baby?
December 19th, friend.
What?
Oh, there's a few of us. Scorched Lashes on the 19th. So is Englewood.
Dude, let me ask you something. You're an Xbox gamer. The Xbox, is it true that the new Xbox uses the same control? Like, there's nothing different about the controllers?
There's one difference that I noticed, but I'm not sure if it's new to the Series X. There's an actual record button. So, like, if you're looking at the controller, I'm holding it up. There's the Xbox button. There's the menu and the start button. But right in the middle, right here, there's like a capture button.
Oh.
Which I'm sure if you held it down, you would record. And if you pressed it, you would take a screenshot. I'm not sure. But that would make sense to me.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's the only thing I've really noticed. I'm sure it has like better haptic feedback and it might feel better and all that kind of stuff. I actually think the analog stick, because on like the Elite controller, it has like the more directional control.
Right.
Which I think is standard with the Series X.
All right, cool. I was just kind of
from what I've seen, because I don't have it. I'm kind of like kid in the candy store. When I get it, I'm going to find out everything about it when I have it.
I'm not gonna look it up. I know it's
No
amazing.
spoilers. No spoilers.
I know it's amazing, and I'm gonna drool over it when I get it.
Nice.
My buddy already has one. His brother-in-law hooked him up somehow. So with any luck, that's what's gonna happen to me. But I wanted to segue into this a little bit earlier. It comes with like boiling things down to an end here. You said something about chill and this and relaxing. We're going to be trying to keep the rest of the podcast for the rest of the year more chill, more relaxed, more succinct and short in time, because it is the season and we're all tired, and you guys want to hang out with your family and we want to hang out with our families. And then come the new year, we're going to get into every 2 weeks. We're going to put out some podcasts. So we're going to keep the same time. We're going to keep the same 2 channels.
Yep.
But we're going to go to every 2 weeks come January 8th, I think, is our first podcast after the New Year's.
Yeah, we have one more later on this year.
Yeah, so our next one after this would be...
Between Christmas and New Year's. We're just working the dates, I think.
Yeah, we haven't figured that out. So I guess it would technically be Christmas Day, but we're not going to do that because we're not robots.
No. My family comes first. I don't know.
DB is a bot.
Yeah.
But tell us where we can find you, DB. Where are we going? How can we find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/dadbodsunited, www.dadbodsunited.com. We just launched a whole new bunch of merch, which is super exciting. So a whole bunch of new designs. You can also find all my links and all of my good stuff at, like I said, www.dadbodsunited.com. Nice.
So those of you who are new to the podcast, new to meeting us, I'm Andy TV. This is Dad Bods United. You can find the podcast Twitter at Gamers Parental. Again, it's the Parental Gamers Podcast at Gamers Parental. If you have anything that you want to tell us, talk to us, let us know about, hit us up on Twitter, like I say, and use hashtag PG Podcast. Let us know what you got for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Show us your Pop Funko collection. Let us know. Talk to us. We want to hear what's coming from you. And if you have any ideas for future episodes that you would be interested in listening to, participating in, or just hear 2 overweight fathers talk about.
Whoa! Speak for yourself. I'm not overweight.
I will speak for you, sir.
Flexing. But yeah, no, we appreciate you all being here. The feedback has been great. The follows, the listens. We really appreciate you guys all. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, shout it from the rooftops. We've got a very exciting 2021 lineup coming up. We've already started reaching out to some guests, some new speakers, getting some different perspectives on things that you may or may not have known. Yeah, we'll be talking about gaming space, personal space, all the space. Maybe even actual space.
I'm going to... This is kind of a surprise for DB. I didn't actually clear this with him beforehand. But with everything that's happened in 2020, people have been impacted with COVID and loss and this and that thing. And it actually hit close to home within the communities that we share with Taylor Takedown, myself, Glenn Von Grimm, Shadow Serpents, Englewood, like you name it, this person was a part of their communities. A gentleman named Black Knot actually passed away about a week and a half ago with complications of COVID. So I would like to dedicate this particular podcast in memoriam to Black Knot. For the edit on this particular video, I will put his memorial picture up and a little tidbit. He's a good man, friendly man, really good at Apex. He will be sorely missed, but it drives it home. Talk to your loved ones, tell them what they mean to you, and for God's sake, please take care of yourselves. Wear a mask, protect yourself, protect others, and see a doctor when you're sick. It's super important that we don't lose any more people close to us, especially this year.
That's perfectly said, for sure.
All right, so. Guys, thanks for putting up with us for another hour and a little bit. We'll catch you sometime before the new year and then sometime shortly after the new year. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you again.
Bye.